in that time out there?
We're in the Bills this week, so I'm not even thinking about Chicago anymore, to be honest. So let me go back in my storage memory bank to think about that. I would say how I felt out there. I think the feeling I had out there, the comfort, I had, and it felt truly exciting to get to that place and know that place is there. So that's what I'm most excited about, being out there.
We have obviously you mentioned the Bills. They come in tomorrow. So what's your mindset heading into these joint practice tomorrow?
Mindset heading into the practice? I'll say the same approach we have every practice that we go to. Go out there, get completions, run the offense the right way, and that's the main focus.
Does it feel like a heightened importance at all just because it's a new team in here?
No, I think every day is important, honestly. I don't think it's a day that go by that's not important.
How would you track what you improved the most on since camp began?
To be honest, I don't even know what camp started. We've been here every day, so.
Okay, since the start of the off season then.
Oh, the off season? I'll say everything. I feel better. I know I look better. Yeah, I think everything.
Shedeur, were you surprised by the way practice ended yesterday? It looked like Top was kind of frustrated about, you said Browns not taking care of Browns. What kind of, from your perspective, what kind of happened in the practice?
Nah, at that point, I'm just recapping my series of everything and playing everything back in my mind. So, like, if coach say practice over, it's over. I'm not able to see the details of who's taking care of what because we're thinking more about operation and more the grand scheme of things of what's going on.
Shedeur, you guys have obviously spent weeks going up against your own defense. So just to go back to the joint practice, how exciting is it to be able to practice against somebody else finally?
Yeah, no, it's truly exciting because they have a different scheme than our defense does. So it's great to get those practice reps in and be able to make it feel as close as possible to the game and to grow in those areas also on what you see in different keys and different structures that they have. So I'm truly excited about it. I know it's definitely, they have a great defense, great challenge ahead, and I'm just happy to be able to be a part of it.
Will you try to talk to Josh Allen a little bit? Have you met him before? Kind of what do you think of him as a quarterback, and will you talk to him?
Yeah, I haven't put much thought in what conversation I'm going to have with anybody there. I'm focused on the practice I got to have today and getting ready for the script and everything tomorrow. So those things naturally happen. I don't really predetermine conversations with people.
You mentioned him before as a guy you like to watch though. What do you like about his game, Josh?
Oh, Josh Allen? Yeah, nah. I met him a couple times in the past just through different deals and stuff off the field, and he always been cool, so I always respect him fully. He plays a great game, and his style of play, fits him perfectly, so, I like that about him.
Shedeur, as a quarterback, how do you kind of slow the clock down in your mind so you're not, kind of speeding yourself up? If that,
What clock?
Like your own mental clock is the clock you have in your head is like, I got to do this by this and this.
See, it don't really work like that. You got 3 different clocks you're going against. You're going against the clock of the play clock. You're going against the clock of the time on the actual game, and you're going against the clock of how long you got till you got to get this ball at your hand. So it's about 4 or 5 different clocks you got to go off of. So it's a feel. It's not really a method, I would say. It's more of a feel.
How has your feel then gotten improved maybe or grown as as the reps have continued at this level of competition?
Yeah, I think that's really the only way you get feel is from being out there, being able to feel it. So I would say it grown. I would say anything you do and you do over and over and over, you're gonna improve in some form and fashion. So the clock and everything within myself obviously improve every day.
Obviously, you're not supposed to get hit out there in practice. That play yesterday, we kind of got bumped. It looked like it was accidental, but is that disconcerting as a quarterback when all of a sudden there's one of the defensive guys either touching you or so close to you?
Nah,
Supposed to be?
that was just a friendly reminder of I just got to step up. That's all it was. Which I've been focused on this whole time, but it's like even when certain situations happen, that's just me having to have more of a plan. If plan A doesn't work, having a better plan on where to dish the ball and get rid of the ball. So that's really all that was. But that was like my first reminder of it. So I'm like, okay, I think pretty much overall, I've been focused on staying in the pocket and stepping up. And when I retreat, the only time I retreat is if a scotch-free blitz or whatever. And I know I've been making those type of throws my whole career. So some things is a part of my game. Some things I'll improve in. But yeah, that was just a little friendly reminder.
Shedeur, Coach Monken has said that after this game Saturday is when he might make the quarterback decision. So here you are starting this game. How important in that scheme is that for you, in the quarterback?
I'll say every day of my life is important. Every day is important. I wouldn't say it's a day that's not important. So that's just another day going out there doing what I got to do, honestly. I don't really feel anxiety or any pressure, even going into things like that anymore, because it's like that's how I approach everything. So, it's just another day of going to work. That's all it is for me.
Todd has been talking about this philosophy that he's had in camp, callousing. Maybe you guys practice a little harder than some other teams. Jared Verse has said that he's doing more work here than he did with the Rams in the past. The idea is maybe you pick up a few more bruises here. Down the road, it'll help you guys. How do you think that philosophy can help you guys down the road?
I think Coach came in here understanding that we have ways to go overall when it comes to our wins and losses over the past few years and everything. So it's kind of like building that mentality of toughness. So it's like some places may have that luxury to not have to do that, but it's more about a deserved thing. I don't think we deserve to take as many days off like that, because we have a lot of young players on offense and young players on the team that we got to be able to expedite the process on catching up with the game speed and really understanding the game. So it's a thing that sometimes you may feel a way about it, but it's in the grand scheme of things, it's moving towards the direction of where we're trying to get as a franchise and as a team. So as long as everything's aligned with that, then that's how what was good and what's not good. And that's very good for us, because we need to be able to go out there and execute regardless of age and regardless of experience.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, it'd be a good challenge for the team, the offense especially, really both sides. But just going against one of the top teams in the AFC. They've been proving it over the last couple of years. They keep reloading, so a good one-on-one battle. Get to show a lot of different things. Get to see a lot of different looks from their defense, and see where we tested and where we can be at this year.
Sean, what was the one thing that after like going over the tape, the preseason opener, you were like, I know I can you want to get better going into the second preseason game?
I mean, just everything, just operational. Just continue to just be as sharp as possible. Connect on the throws that I need to connect on, and just make sure that we all on the same page going at each and every play.
Sure. Just for a quarterback, there's obviously a feel you have to have for the clock, the play clock, the game clock, getting rid of the clock, kind of in your mind in terms of getting rid of when you need to get rid of the ball. How do you slow that down so that it's not moving too fast for you?